In this respect, computers are both the enemy and the great ally. But educators have less control when the students are left at home to their own devices. Students like Vishal Singh.
Last night, I just could not focus. I'm trying to do a bunch of schoolwork. I kept on just opening the internet, just looking up something to the point where I slowly get sidetracked and it'd be half an hour later and I'd not have typed anything.
What's that literary device called?
Vishal is doing poorly in school. Last semester, his grade point average was 2.3. A disappointment to his mother and to teachers who say his performance doesn't reflect his keen intellect.
We've always stressed to both our kids that college was not an option. You would go to college. Probably last year I realized he's not going to do well in a traditional college. He won't survive it. He'll quit school. And that wouldn't be the best for him because I don't think his mind works that way, learning from a book.
But while technology distracts Vishal from doing his schoolwork, it may also be the key to his aspirations to be a filmmaker and to pursue subjects he finds interesting, even if they aren't assigned in class.
I've learned some really complex programs that just took a lot of effort to just figure out, and this is complex and this is hard work, but it's going to pay off for what I want to do as a profession.
Maybe Vishal doesn't have the balance down, maybe he's not getting the GPA that he should given his intellect. But there is a trade-off there. Instead of doing his math homework or his essay that's due the next day, he's doing his film. Do I worry about a student like Vishal? I don't. I don't worry about that student. He is going to turn out just fine.
Other students are having an even tougher time striking a balance. Ramon Ochoa Lopez, a freshman at Woodside, plays video games at the expense of most other activities, homework included.
I play between 30 and 50 hours of video games a week. They're addictive. I can't stop playing them, and I don't want to stop playing them. At the same time, I want to not play as much so that I can fulfill that desire to become a doctor and become successful.
Ramon's grades have suffered, and while his mother recognizes the impact of video games, she says she's helpless to do anything about it.
He comes from school, he throws his backpack, he goes in the room, and he stays in the video games. I tell him to stop, but he won't listen.
One thing I've discovered here at Woodside is that technology amplifies the personalities we all knew from high school. The social butterfly, for example, who today finds rapture in Facebook or in texting.
This is my iPhone. It's like my baby. I can't live without it.
The researchers I've talked to point to mounting evidence that heavy technology use impacts not just behavior, but also the brain. As students spend more of their attention on text messaging, Facebook, or video games, their brains are deprived of much-needed downtime, critical moments of rest that allow the brain to synthesize information and to make connections between ideas. And because their brains are still developing, they have more trouble than adults with setting priorities, ignoring the pleading ping of their texts and Facebook status updates, and instead focusing on school.
I do not have a cell phone.
Then there is sophomore Nicholas Michel, who says he avoids most social technology.
I just don't really see a point in using Facebook when I could be doing other things with my time. School is very important to me. For last semester, I had straight A's.
At a time when the onrush of information into our daily lives shows no sign of slowing, the need to understand technology's impact on young minds is more important than ever. It's interesting, then, that as leaders here look to the future, it is from the past they seem to draw inspiration.
I think you always have to apply the Greek ideal of moderation. In a world in which students are used to getting what they want in a moment, we have to teach students that there is value in applying yourself and not getting everything you want immediately, but working steadily towards a goal.